Hi, welcome to the show. Here at Victoria's Secret Library, we only take the best, the top, the best of the best. And in our studio today, we have the one and only Jack Turner. Welcome, Jack.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jack Turner. I'm a playwright and lyricist.
And he's written both a play and musical, as well as a series of books about science fiction.
That's true. I also, under my pen name J. Carlisle Ramsey, I write science fiction books. But at the moment, I'm kind of focusing on Lube.
Now, so Lube is your musical.
It is my latest musical. I've written two. Lube, A Modern Love Story, is kind of like a boy meets boy, boy loses boy kind of story. It's a gay-themed, modern, coming out, growing up kind of story. So.
But it's a very positive story.
Yes, it's really kind of a, it's funny. It's kind of a romp. It's a lot of laughs. A lot of really great music. Our composer Brandon Bowerman has done some really fantastic composing. So it's kind of lighthearted, but it really deals with serious issues. You know, basically my thought was that there's nothing out there that really deals with what it's like to grow up gay. I mean, taking a serious look at that. You know, coming out. Do you come out? Do you want to stay in the closet? What are the things you run into if you decide to stay in the closet? What are the things you run into if you decide to come out of the closet? You know, bigotry, religious persecution. You know. And teenage suicide is something that's very near and dear to my heart. The numbers are just staggering. I mean, we hear in all the news outlets about how many people die from, you know, mass shootings every year. But the numbers of teenagers across the board that kill themselves every year are 4 or 5 times greater than the people that are killed in mass shootings. And the numbers are high enough for teenagers in general, but for gay and questioning youth, the numbers are 3 or 4 times what the normal, regular, straight population is. And so, you know, Lube, admittedly, it's not a serious work, but what I'm trying to do is to normalize what it means to be gay, what you see in print, provide some role models, go to something where a gay person can walk out of it saying, wow, that person was gay, I'm gay, he found love, you know, there's somebody out there for me too. So that's really what I'm trying to accomplish.
So it's your feeling that by providing a positive gay experience, but you don't just have gay kids in this play. You have normal, non-gay.
Well, you know,
but you have a series.
Yes, and I don't like using the word normal because, you know, for a gay teenager, being gay is normal for them. I grew up gay in a very small town. I was the only person. But yeah, the play has straight characters, it has gay characters, it has a guy in the closet, a guy out of the closet.
Which we don't know until...
A couple of, well, no, you know the guys in the closet because the main characters are 2 guys that are in love, one's in and one's out of the closet, and you know that they're in love. But, you know, they have straights, and there's a lesbian, and there's a possible transgender, and a couple drag queens, and a bisexual, and just, you know, just trying to show that it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, who you sleep with doesn't define who you are. And whatever you are, it happens to be normal for what you are. You know, there's no sense being ashamed or being bullied about it or feeling bad about yourself. And in fact, the theme of the play is one of the lines that one of the Queen Angel character sings.
That's my favorite character.
Yes, the Queen Angel sings, you know, just love yourself, the rest will fall in place. And that's the message that I'm trying to convey here is, you know, if you love yourself, even if people are bullying you, you know, it's still not going to be great, but it's not going to be such a bad thing. I mean, just because somebody else can't appreciate you doesn't mean that there are not people out there that do appreciate you. And the other message is it does get better. You know, I'm trying to align somewhat with the It Gets Better project, and I just want to, like I said, normalize what it means to grow up gay, just so that you can see something, anything out there that's not dark and depressing, or it's not over the top, or it's not all about sex. And, you know, it's just about the things that you face, so that people growing up gay, they can look at this and know it's not going to be 100% real. I mean, you go see Hairspray, you don't think that is ever going to happen in real life. And you go see Wicked, of course, that's certainly not going to happen in real life. But nonetheless, the straight people emphasize with those characters and the straight relationships and the getting together and getting married and living happily ever after. And you just don't really see that much of that, particularly with gay teenagers and young gay adults. I mean, most of it's older. I mean, it's fine for a 16-year-old boy and girl to get together and have sex, but oh my God, don't let that happen if it happens to be 16-year-old, two guys doing it or two girls doing it. You know, it's just not the the country's moving quickly, but it's just not something that you see a whole lot of. And don't get me wrong, Lube is not all about sex. I mean, it has.
Well, there's a lot of normal things that are in this.
Right.
They go to school, they go to the theater, they go
Right.
to
The local Dairy Queen.
the Dairy Queen. Yay!
Yes. But and don't get me wrong. There's certainly no sex in the play, although there are references occasionally to it here and there. But there's references to straight sex too. I mean, it's what do teenagers talk about if it's not all hormones and sex
Well, homework
and homework,
and religion, going to church,
and football,
which is in there.
and-
Football's in there. Yeah.
So it really deals with all of it. I mean, there's a scene talking about religious persecution, and there's a scene where two guys are making fun of the gay guy, and the gay guy overhears it, and what's his reaction to that? And
Well, my favorite character is the one who quotes from the movies all the time.
yeah, David. Basically, he loves musical theater and theater in general, and so it's kind of, to a certain degree, fashioned after me, because I certainly do movie quotes all the time.
All
as
the
you well
time.
know.
Goodness gracious.
So yeah,
I can't take you anywhere.
or I'll break out into song or something. So it can be a little embarrassing to certain people, but you get used to it, But yeah, David is basically he's in the closet in the play, and you see him deteriorating over time, because one of the subjects I wanted to talk about was teenage suicide. So
Prevention of teenage suicide.
prevention, but just in general about it, about what are things that might make a person decide to consider taking their own life or to hurt themselves. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a big, huge, this happened today, I'm going to kill myself tomorrow. It can be the small things.
Series of
It's just cumulative over time, about even just being in the closet. People don't realize how exhausting that can be. Because if you're in the closet, you have to edit everything you talk about every single time. I was in the Navy for 20 years before, the very small portion during Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but most of it was when being gay in the Navy meant goodbye. So you're with a group of other guys or girls on the ship, and they're talking about their wives and their kids and their boyfriends and their girlfriends, and they went out and they did this last night with that person. And every single thing you say has to be edited to either change he to she, or to use general gender-neutral pronouns like they, or you just don't talk about it. And people don't understand that this one little slip is all it takes, and you've just outed yourself. Maybe you can laugh it off, maybe you can't, but that's what the David character is going through. He doesn't feel he can come out of the closet, and yet it's killing him to stay in the closet. And finally, he does.
come out.
Well,
Don't tell
at the
people
end he
again.
does, but
Yeah.
I mean, but
Nobody's gonna watch the show if you tell them how
But-
it ends.
But no, I don't want to. But I'm saying he starts to contemplate. Maybe it would be better off if I just killed myself, and just
Right.
did away with it all.
And the value of this play is that people who have not had any experience can comprehend what's going on in people's minds. So teachers, co-workers, children on the football fields, can keep an eye out for this sort of thing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the play isn't just, in my opinion, of course, isn't just written for gay people, although it's certainly primarily for a gay and a gay supportive audience. But it's to show people that even if you're straight, the most casual of interactions that you have with other people could have a big impact on their life. Maybe bullying. You bully somebody, and maybe that person is teetering on the knife edge of whether I should kill myself, and that one act of bullying pushes them over. You just don't know.
Just be nice, darn it.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is it just to be accepting and nice? You don't necessarily have to. I mean, if you don't approve of gay people, I mean, what's there to approve of? It doesn't require your approval. It is what it is, but it doesn't mean you can't be nice to people and just be supportive and just whatever.
Be nice first.
And you're not going to affect every person out there. You're not going to eliminate bullying, because you're not going to reach everybody. But maybe you can start reaching the people, the peers of those people. And if enough people are supportive that bullying is no longer permissible within that group of people, maybe you can affect and make the lives of a whole lot of other people better.
And that's what the play's all about.
Really, and that is, I mean, the play's about a lot of things. I mean, really, it's just a boy meets boy, boy falls in love story.
Fun musical.
But we have to fold in all this other stuff too. I mean, otherwise, if there's no plot complication,
Play.
there's no play.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. I can't wait to see your play. I understand you're going to have a reading at the end of this year, and then you're going to be working your way to the East Coast, to Broadway.
To Baltimore. I mean, Buffalo. I mean, Broadway. Oh, never mind. Sorry. But yes, I mean, that is the plan. October 1st is the date, and we're doing a reading of the full play. And it's currently the middle of June. So what we will be doing in the next 3 or 4 months is recording all of the music. Because during the reading, we want to be able to play the music at all the 24 songs in the 24 spots where they are. And during a reading, there's not really time to have a band and people stand up and singing. So we want to get the music done ahead of time. Sure. But yes, we are running a Kickstarter campaign. It should launch hopefully at the beginning of July. And if you're interested at all, let your friends know. Follow us on Facebook or on Twitter. And you can donate right now if you want to donate money to the GoFundMe account.